So today is week 10. Some people may be troubled by having 10 of 27 students show up in their class. I'm not one of them. You guys are here. I'll teach to the audience that I have. Those of you who aren't here, well, have fun with the video. And well, you just better hope the stream doesn't stop. Okay, I want to just have a quick look ahead. I did get lots of GitHub invites yesterday, so I saw the apps being submitted, which is great. So here's what's going on. So what we're going to start with today is we're going to look at actually how do we publish to the Play Store. So there's a number of steps in this process. Unfortunately, one of them is giving Google $25 US. But it is for a lifetime, and then you can publish unlimited apps to the store. So if you have not signed up for that, I'm going to recommend that you do. I'm going to walk through the whole process of how we take our demo app and how do we actually get it in the store. So that's going to take us probably not all class, but we'll see depending on if we're able to publish apps. One thing that I wouldn't mind doing is maybe just having everybody come up and just give us a little preview of your app if they're in the store today. So we'll kind of see how that goes. Next week, and potentially later today, we'll see. I want to work with the camera. So I want to look at how do we integrate another app on the device so we can do something. I think what I want to do is be able to take a photo or also browse the media library so that we can add a profile photo on the profile activity of our little music library app. So we'll look at how do we use the camera and how do we use external storage. So we may start that today. We certainly won't finish it. But we'll definitely, that'll be the focus of what we're going to do next week. Okay? Then we can also look at some other networking tools possibly in 2 weeks. So we really only have 2 more lessons after today in terms of like new content, new stuff. On the 4th, everybody's going to have a chance to do a demo of their app. And there'll be some marks for that in assignment 3, which I will post shortly, and then your final test on the last class on the 11th. Okay, any questions? Okay. So I'm going to do a quick walkthrough of what it is we need to do in terms of getting the app published. Has anybody published their app already? Okay, all right, so this will be new for everybody. And then there's a few links here to a few things we're going to need. We're actually going to need to create some graphics. And then we're also going to have to deal with our database because, as you may recall, we opened it up so basically anybody can read and write to it. So we'll have to look at some of the rules around securing data in Firestore. So I'm just going to kind of quickly walk through roughly what we're going to do, and then we'll actually go through the process together. So the first thing we're going to have to do, so this is all done through play.google.com, so through the Play Store. So you do need to, we will need to, you don't have to do it in class today. And in fact, not every single person, if you absolutely cannot or refuse to pay the fee for your group, as long as there's one person in your group who can pay the fee, you're fine. So I'm going to go through the process. I would encourage you, probably worth the $25, but it is not absolutely required. So we'll have to go in and sign up here and register. And then what we need to do within Android Studio is we've got to generate this Android application package. So it's actually, and that's under the build menu. There's a few other options not shown in this diagram. So this is going to generate a file with a .aab extension, which I think stands for Android Application or Android App Bundle. So this is the file, the compiled file that needs to get uploaded to the store. So we have a couple of options. You can just build an APK. That just allows you to deploy it to a device for testing. But typically we want the Android App Bundle, which compresses the size, makes it more efficient. So this is the option we're going to pick. When we do this, we also have to digitally sign the app, and we're going to create a new key, and it's important that we keep the password for that key because that key is used in the digital signature of our app. Now this part's a little bit weird. When we bundle this, Android Studio asks us to do this, but now the Play Store, when we upload this file, the Play Store will also give us an option. Do you want the Play Store to automatically sign your app? So I'm not exactly sure why we still need this, but Android Studio still makes us do this. Even though the Play Store, when we go to upload, it says, we recommend, do you want your own key store or do you want the Play Store to do it? And we recommend you let the Play Store do it. I'm not even completely sure why we would still need this, but it's part of the process. So inside of our app folder, it'll generate a release folder, and then there's our bundle. So this is the file that has to get uploaded. So anytime we have a new release, we're going to need to generate a new AAB file. It's not enough to just upload our app to the Play Store. They actually force us to do a few things in terms of marketing. So one thing it requires, we're required to upload at least 2 different screenshots of the app. Right? And that's, if we go to the Play Store and pull something up here. I think we looked at this one before. So we need a minimum of 2 screenshots. It's often better to have at least 4 because this window shows you 3.5 screenshots. So we need this. We'll also need a logo, which will appear up here. We're also going to need, we should have a description of what our app is, so someone seeing it in the Play Store knows what the app is for. We also need to go through, there's a survey here where we have to generate a content rating. Is there violence? Is there profanity? Is there sexual content, etc. in here? So again, we can't publish this until it's complete, and that'll give us, and there's different content rating systems, but it'll give us some kind of rating here. Google allows us to make our app availability in any of 143 countries. So by default, the unavailable option, which I know is a little hard to see, by default, everything's unavailable, so we'll just make it available in Canada. If you want, you can make it available globally. Particularly for our international students, maybe you want to put your stuff in the store and call a friend at home and say, hey, go check out the app I built Wednesday mornings when you were going to bed. Right? It's in the Play Store. So up to you what countries you want to make your app available in. But by default, it's going to be available nowhere. So nobody will be able to access it unless you select at least one country. What's that? And then we're also going to need to deal with Firestore because this is what we've got. We're going to want to modify the rules. What we're going to want to do is basically modify our rules to say only an authenticated user can read and write data, because the way our app is set up, someone has to log in before they can do anything. So we'll also set those rules in Firestore so it's not all public. So this is the basic process. So I'm going to open up my project. Just somewhere in here after all your labs and midterms. So the first thing that you may need to do is to go to play.google.com. So you need a Google Play developer account. A little hard for me to show you this because I already have it. Let's see. What's in the console? Okay, let me go there. Thanks, Vlad. Yeah, I'll use a Google account where I'm haven't already signed up. Thanks, Vlad. So it should prompt me to sign up. Except they won't let me with this account because it's an education account. Just give me a second here. I think I have another account I can log in with. Okay, so I've logged in with a different Google account. And now it should prompt me. Oh, I'm still logged in. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm going to do. Thank you. We'll try again. Okay, well, I don't really use this account, so I'll just say I agree to this. So it takes me here, play.google.com/app/publish/sign-up. So you have to accept the agreement, and they do want a $25 US fee. Again, I'm not forcing you to sign up, but I am encouraging you to sign up for this. And as I think I mentioned last week, This is a one-time, this is a lifetime fee, unlike the Apple App Store developer fee, which is $99 US annually. It's much, much more expensive. So I'm actually going to go back to my, I've already paid the fee in this account. I'm not going to pay to set up a second account. I can publish in here. So once I'm done, we wind up, here's kind of the main console where it has all of our applications. One thing that's kind of bizarre, once you publish an app, you can't actually delete it. You can't remove it. You can unpublish it, but they've removed the ability in here for you to delete the app entirely. Right.
That's how they deleted mine.
Okay. The only way, the other way is you can contact Google and you can ask them to delete the application, but they may or they may not do it. But there's no delete functionality. So here was one yesterday. I was just running through the process again. So I published it. I've now unpublished it, but there's no actual delete mechanism in the console. So once we're here, we're going to want to create an application, but I don't want to move ahead. Maybe give me some indication as to if anybody's actually doing this along with me. Let me know when you're ready to do this, so I won't move ahead. Yes, there's a number of ways to do it, and we'll look at it. There's basically 4 what Google calls tracks for your app. There's there's an alpha track, there's a closed beta and an open beta. So closed beta meaning we supply a list of Google accounts by email address, and only those users will be able to find and install the app. Open beta, obviously anybody can find it, but the Play Store marks it as beta. So in your case, what you probably want is a closed track where you specifically list, here are the Google accounts that are permitted to find and install the app. So then you can move releases once you go through them. You can then move them from one track to another. We'll have to maybe look a little, once I create it, we can look a little more carefully at the different tracks and what they offer. Actually, you know what? We can look, never mind, we can just go in here. This was one I created yesterday. I can show you if I enter it. So I created a logo, and that's one of the things we'll look at is creating logos. There's a few free online tools where we can do this. So I just created this little Fire Music logo yesterday. And this is here under the, so there's a whole dashboard here that shows you analytics, crash reports, things like this. But if we go into release management, under app releases, this should show the options available to us. I say should, not is. It's not very useful so far. Well, maybe I'll pick a different. Here, okay. So here's what we get. There's the production track. So this is basically once our app is published in public. That would be in the production track. It's available to anybody with a Play Store account. There's the open beta. Sorry, Vlad, I guess it's not an open and closed beta. The beta is open and the alpha is closed. So for example, in here, you've got the ability to say who's got access. Here, so under managed testers, I could go in here. So I added myself. So you could add, other people on the team. Or you're doing this for your client, you want to give them access. You get the email. It has to be the email addresses that are associated with those users' Google accounts. They have to be valid Google account emails. So for example, you can't use your Georgian account here, right? If you want to add me as a tester for your app, you need to add my Google account, my in front of the net email. No, Mike, this is the feed. This is a link for feedback. It's not an invite. It's not a link to the app. It's a feedback channel. So if you post a forum or something or a web form where users can make comments, then it's available at that point. You can also in here, you could also upload a CSV. So if you have a big list of testers, you could put it in a CSV and you can upload it and this will parse it. They also have this option in here. You can also create a Google group and you can open alpha testing to that group is an option. And then you also have an internal testing track as well. Lots here, pre-registration for users who want your app as soon as it's available, but they can't use it until you say they can use it. So we've got that option as well. So have you been able to complete the sign up if you were doing it? Have you completed it? Is anybody actually signing up right now? Okay. All right. Well, maybe I'll show you a few of the other things that are in here you can try, and if not, we'll move forward. So we can see what else we're gonna have to do. So we will have to complete this. So I've already completed the content rating. It gives me this. So it basically gives you a questionnaire for each of the, sorry, that's the rating details. Questionnaire. If we start a new one. So we've got to categorize it. And then there are a whole bunch of questions about the content. Target age. Do we have products? So are we selling things from within our app? Google wants to know this. It gives us this pre-launch report telling us when our app is ready. Okay, well, we can do a couple of the other things we need to do if you're still not able to get in to create your account yet. Still no luck? Okay. So we're going to need, we need a minimum of 4 graphic assets. We're going to have to make a logo. We can't publish until we have a logo. We need a minimum of 2 screenshots of the app. And we also need what's called a banner image. Banner image would look something like, where would it show? Let's see. Where do they show the banner image? There's one other image they force us to create. Although interestingly enough, I don't actually even see it in here. Okay, well, that's fine. I've put a few links up on Blackboard that we can use. So first step is I want to run my app so that I can grab a couple of screenshots. So there was a Gradle update you'll probably get prompted to do. About 800 megs, I think. Oh no, sorry, that was the new system image update it asked for. So I'll sync my app. Then I'll use the Windows snip tool to grab some screenshots and save those as image files. We can then take a bit of time and you can design your own logo for your app. I've put a few tools up on Blackboard. I'll show you how those work. The logo has to be exactly these dimensions. If you upload a logo file, any other dimensions, the Play Store will complain. So I'm going to run my app. And I think what I'll do is take screenshots of the main, I'll log in and I'll take a screenshot of the main activity and I'll take a screenshot of our list activity. We need a minimum of 2. You can have more, but 2 is the minimum. We won't be able to publish our app until we have those. So our emulator is useful for this. It's got the device Chrome around it. Although we don't necessarily have to have it. You can see in these, we do see, you know, the device header and footer in the screens. Has anybody been able to successfully sign up? You work for you? Okay. Well, we'll do some of the other things we need first. So my app is finally running. So I'm going to try to sign into it. So I'll just use the Windows snip tool here. And then I can just grab a couple of screenshots. So I'll just highlight my screen. So I'll just save. The file format doesn't really matter. And now in my emulator, if I use my list, I'll take a screenshot here too. So I'll just make a new snip. So I've got a couple screenshots that I can upload to the store. As I said, minimum of 2. You can certainly upload more than 2. You may want to use different emulators, like take some screenshots. If you have, for example, different layouts on a phone and tablet, you could run it on a tablet emulator as well, take other screenshots. The next thing we need is we'll need a logo that's 512 by 512. So I've put up some links on Blackboard. These are free tools that will allow you to generate a logo. So I kind of like this one down at the bottom, this looka.com. I'll show you how it works. Actually, it's here. So basically what we can do is give our project a name, explain what the theme is. So this is my .NET class. On Fridays, my Lakehead section, this is the logo they wanted for their store. So I'll go and make a new, I'll go here and make a new logo. Let's see what. So if I go into my colors, so here were the colors I used in mine. So I'll maybe use some of these similar colors in making the logo. So I got a couple of green, a dark green, a medium green, and kind of a light blue. So in here, you put in the name if you want a slogan. Actually, maybe I can go right from the beginning. I'll go to the logo generator. So it asks you for some symbols. I don't know, maybe I want a musician symbol. So I can just find an icon that I like here. I could add a color if I want here, but most I said blue and green. So it'll give me a bunch of, or maybe I'll use this one. So I'll just click on one that I like. And I'll just save this and then crop it down so it's 512 by 512. Because those are the dimensions we'll have to upload to the store. So I'll just use my snip tool here, try to make it kind of square, and then I can crop it. So I'll just save this. I'm not exactly sure what my dimensions are. Maybe looks not quite square, so I'll have to adjust it a little bit. No, normally I would use GIMP on my machine, which is like a free version of Photoshop, but probably a lot of you don't have it. So I could probably just, I think, edit it with Paint and I can crop it here, I think. Let's see, if I make it 512. I'll have to play with this a little bit. So I'm still not square. I've got to be 512 by 512. This is a lot more difficult in Paint than I imagined. I need to do it in my GIMP program. Do it this way. Image. So I'll make the whole thing this size. Yeah. Yep. Oh, so you added to the project. Okay, that's a great idea. Thanks. Let's do that. Great idea. Okay. So you did it through here, through resource and drawable? Okay, so file, new, and you did image asset? Great idea, okay. Okay, so I will. I just have to find it, but that should be in here. Where's my image? Oh, I didn't put it in the right place. I'll move it over here. Okay, I will try and browse again. Okay, so here is my logo. So I'll call this IC logo. Yeah, so this will, well, it's a little squished here. I'm okay with that. That'll do. Oh wait, hang on. If I resize it, let's see. There, that's better. I'll just size it so it all fits. So this is what it'll look like in the Play Store. I'm okay with that. When it was at 100%, it got cut off. And actually now in my manifest, I maybe want to change the icon from IC Launcher. We maybe want to use our IC logo because that will be our app logo now. And I'll change my round icon to the logo round. Thank you. Excellent suggestion. So you can play around. There are 2 other sites on there that will let you generate a logo. So feel free to just experiment. You can design your own. Have a friend who's in the graphic design program create a logo. You got lots of options. Okay, so we've got our logo. Now we've got we've saved our 2 screenshots. The one other thing we need, and I've given you a link, is called, you need a feature graphic. Now, I don't actually see the feature graphic in the Play Store. So let's have a look at this for a minute. Why do we need this? I know we need it. I'm not entirely sure why. So let's figure it out. So the feature graphic looks something like this. So it's like a banner that appears above the logo and app name in the Play Store. Now, why there's no feature graphic here, I'm not exactly sure. Let's go and maybe look at. That's a really good answer. Thank you. So we don't see it in the browser, but we'll see it on our device in the Play Store. And we can't publish our app without the feature graphic. So this link here, this is a feature graphic generator. So by default, it gives us a black background with a bright green and pretty ugly looking yellow. So in here, we want to set up our own colors and title for our app, and then we can download this file. So the colors, doing the colors is a little bit different. So first, I'll put in the title here. So if you just click this link right here, this first one, this feature graphic generator, I'll just start again. Takes you to here. So yeah, as of 2014, they started requiring this. So this is what you get so far. So I'm going to change the title and the subtitle. So I'm going to put in a descriptive title and subtitle. And then I want to change the colors. The trick is, I have in our project, we have colors. We've got hexadecimal values that we've used for the color theme that I got from the material palette. The issue is here, the color selections are RGB values. So we can't just port over those hex values in my XML file into here. I have a solution to that. That's this second link here, this rapidtables.com. This is a hex to RGB converter. So I can take the hex values from Android Studio and it'll give me the RGB values that I need to create the feature graphic. So let's say, what have we got here? So maybe I want to use this dark color as my background. So if I grab that hex value, I'll try to use the 3 colors that are here. So I'll change my background. Oops. So if I put in these values, 0, 87, and 75, so it changes the background. Now there's also a gradient on it. That green you really only see in the middle. It's black all the way around the edge. I'm going to remove the gradient. So now I just have the green color. It's kind of subtle, a little easier to see on my screen. You don't see it nearly as well on the projector. So then I'm going to change these 2 colors as well. I'll get my hex value for my accent. I'm going to convert both of these. And I'll also swap out the yellow. You can change the font as well, which I might do. I don't know how well this color is going to show up. Maybe too close, so I'll try it and see. I may just use white. That's probably okay. You can put an image in here if you want. And you can change the font to something else. That's probably good enough. Up to you what you do with this. Yeah, you can change the size and things like that. So then I can download this as a PNG, and this PNG's got to get uploaded to the Play Store. So I'll just save this one. So we have the 4 image assets we're now going to need for the store. We have the feature graphic, which we do not see in the browser. We have a logo, and we have minimum of 2 screenshots. Here they actually included a video as well. Feature graphic. Well, so they've done a demo video. So the screenshots can include multimedia. Doesn't just have to be. Sure. Yep. Excuse me. Last 30 days. I believe it's automatic. So most of it is done, tracked automatically. Okay. So what we'll do, let's take a break here, and then when we come back, we'll actually try to create the application and go through all the steps now that we do have everything we need now, once you can finally, if you're able to finally sign up. Okay, so we'll take a break here.